probably you've been challenged by that. So as a professional, I imagine that you have to deal with things like technique, since we are in a position, we are positioned in our on our computers. The bad posture holding those devices. Let's talk about the mouse or maybe your tablet or your phone, right? And when you are sitting in the computer, all those things are important for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely a very important thing. It doesn't seem like for a lot of young people, it doesn't seem like it at the moment, you know, because you don't really feel the pain, or maybe if it aches a little bit, you just rub it off. Uh, but as you get older and you progress in life, then you start to feel those pains a little stronger, and then it can escalate into something worse, to becoming like, I don't know, having some issue with your wrist or your elbow, which are very common in pro gaming, or the neck thing, you know. Um, what I like to do is between matches, I always try to stand up and stretch. You know, just a regular stretching, getting the blood flowing around my body to help me think better. Maybe I'll try to do it outside to get some fresh air too, because all these small things like they don't seem that important again, and people overlook it a lot. But that even makes the difference between the highest level of players, the ones that take the time to go out, take a walk, have some water, take a breath of fresh air, stretch out. It helps a lot. And I have my armrest lined up with my table. That way it's like straight. So I don't think anything on my elbow. When I used to have a different chair that I couldn't line up with the table, then I will feel sometimes a little pain on my elbow. And I try to keep my phone usage at the minimum, but that's because I'm a pro gamer too. I know that I put so many hours in my computer that I don't want to be spending more time on my phone or my tablet or anything like that. It's very detrimental to our lifestyle when we spend a lot of time doing those things. It's important to understand that it's a very useful tool, and we've gotten used to it with living. We've gotten used to using those things every day, but you need to know when to take a break. That's the most important thing. Mm, there are some special, like specific stretching things I do for my wrist. Uh, I have a couple links. It's very related to like the same thing that I think pianists do in terms of stretching, getting my wrist warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else do? I do some eye stretching. It sounds a little funny, but it's a way to train your eyes. So, cause like when you're playing a game and you're looking at the screen, your eyes are really not moving much, and sometimes you get very close to the screen too, because you're very focused. So it's very
Yeah.
important to, at the end of the day, at least maybe some 5 to 10 minutes, just like look at the wall and make your eyes look somewhere else. Just
Look
like,
at the corner. Don't move your head.
yes, they're very simple, but they help. They help a little bit. And
They actually help not only to professional gamers, like we adults now, because of COVID, we are working from home, so we are spending time in the computer as much as a professional video gamer. So posture, how your elbow is positioned, how your back is positioned in the chair, all those things end up being having a huge impact in your health. So there's a funny meme. I know all the theory. I know this is the angle that I'm supposed to be. My back should be like that, but I'm like the cat. It's like I I surprise myself sitting in the most awkward position ever and say like, why does my back hurts? And it's like, obviously, right? Look at
yeah.
yourself, how you're sitting. So it's you will say that having a good posture with electronic devices is actually constant work to remind yourself to do it. It doesn't come automatically, right?
Hmm. You have to get used to it. It's like any of those healthy habits that you want to develop, you have to work on it until and then it becomes a habit and you stop thinking about it. And then you just do it every day on automatic. And your body's going to thank you for it. Maybe not now, but in 10 years, it will, maybe more.
Okay, so for you, the steps up: warm up before gaming or before using electronic devices. You check your posture always. Take breaks, right? Drink water, take breaks, healthy snack options. And we're going to talk about that later. And stretching after gaming. So what about your warm-up routine? You said that you have a few tips about movement. I know from doctors that not only moving your wrist, also doing this micro movements, they call them, there's like a difference of dynamic movement and micro movement.
With the fingers.
Is that a common practice among professionals?
I'm not entirely sure if it's for most professionals. It's something that I've talked to before with other pro players, and sometimes we've shared our tips on how to like perform better and be more optimal with the game. But I can only speak for myself. And when I'm preparing for a tournament with my team, I like to be very disciplined on my warm up. I like to do the classic stretching. I like to warm up my reflexes too. I have a couple of things that I do, like the classic reflex test. That is like when the light turns green, you have to press left click. The faster you do it, the better it's gonna be. So they have another one. It's like a typing test to get my fingers warmed up. And I do all the things that you mentioned about the warming up your wrists, your fingers, and so on. It takes about like 10 to 15 minutes max. And I like to match it with my breakfast. So while I'm waking up, I do all these things that, I have the time to do it.
So taking time to exercise and to warm up. There's a huge difference between exercises and warming up. So do you do any physical cardio work?
Right now I'm not doing it because it's very cold in Peru and it's been raining quite a lot. But yes, I will do about 10 to 15 minutes of a lot of cardio, like push-ups, pull-ups, all the basic things, jumping jacks and so on. I don't like to do weights because I don't like putting the risk of injuring myself. And personally, I don't find much interest in lifting weights. But I know that those 15 minutes of exercise, they have a lot of impact in your life. I perform better, I have better energy. When I exercise, I like to throw away all those negative thoughts that I have in game. Like I just lost like 3 games in a row and I'm feeling so bad. I'm so angry. I'm mad because I got some teammates that they weren't the best to play with. And I just go throw it all out there while I'm exercising. So yes, it's definitely very good to do so. And it doesn't have to be much.
Moving exercises, they're always good for mental health. So ergonomics and posture. So we know posture is the foundation of healthy gaming, and you can effectively reduce the risk for all these issues by correcting it. Sitting up and then leaning forward, like you said, keeping your shoulders back and down, and keeping your head back with your chin tuck. That seems very stiff.
Yeah.
So does this posture in professional video game players' chairs really work?
I'll tell you that a lot of players don't follow this. That one I'm sure of. It's very hard because like when you're very focused on the game, you lose track of all these things. And if your body's like not very used to it, even if your body's very used to it, when you're like playing the grand final or something or some semi-final, something that's very important to you, you just like 100% of the game. There's no way to prevent yourself from having your head on the screen, being super close and like screaming and being very loud. So that's why I think with the pro gamer life, it's important to like balance it out. You're not always gonna be in the best posture. You're not always gonna be doing your warm up. But the fact that you're thinking about it and you're trying to do it every day, that's what's gonna bring balance to your life, and not, having some chronic thing on your arm or wrist by the age of 30.
You have many fans asking, do you have an exercise routine? What do you do when a game gives you more stress than joy? Well, I will say stop playing, right?
Yes, take a break. That's direct and most simple advice you can give you. Take a break.
Breathe.
Seguimos bailando, mi gente sabrosa.